Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am going to take the poem The Tale of Custard the Dragon of class 10th, which is written by Ogden Nash. Frederick Ogden Nash, he was born on August 19, 1902 and died on May 1971. He was an American poet, well known for his light verse. He was born in Rye, New York. After graduating from St. George's School in Middletown, Rhode Island, Nash entered Howard University in 1920, only to drop out a year later. He returned to St. George's to teach for a year and left to work his way through a series of other jobs, eventually landing a position as an editor at Doubleday Publishing House, where he first began to write poetry. He worked as a writer of the streetcar ads. Nash had fondness for crafting his own words whenever rhyming words did not exist, though admitting that the crafting rhymes was not always the easiest task. At the time of his death in 1971, the New York wrote his droll verse, with its unconventional rhymes, made him the country's best-known writer of humorous poetry. In 1931, he published his first collection of poems, Odd Lines, earning him national recognition. Being America's most accomplished writer of light verse, Ogden Nash applied his love of language to poems, stories, and lyrics. A versifier who invented and misspelled words to create unexpected rhymes, Nash's fables on human fables continues to delight and inspire worldwide. Dear students, The Tale of Custard the Dragon, which is written by Ogden Nash, is a ballad. What does ballad mean, dear students? Storytelling poem. It's a storytelling poem which tells us the story about the custard the dragon, who is teased for being covered. Let's take the first 4 stanzas of the poem. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon and a trailio little pet dragon. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and little grey mouse she called him Blink, and little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was covered, and she called him Custard. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth and spikes on the top of him and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and trailio daggers on his toes. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of pears, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Dear students, the poem The Tale of Custard the Dragon is a funny and humorous poem. This poem creates the humor and entertain the readers. The behavior of the pets make the poem humorous. The poem tells us a story of Belinda, who lived in a little house with her pets, little black kitten, little grey mouse, little yellow dog, little pet dragon. They all lived happily together. However, they laughed at the dragon for being covered. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and little grey mouse she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was covered and she called him Custard. Dear students, in this stanza, here the Belinda had given the pets of their called with their own names. The pets had their own names. The little black was called Ink, little grey mouse was called Blink, and the little dog was called Mustard, and the dragon was called Custard. Dear students, except the dragon Custard, they make tall claims of their bravery. However, the dragon was criticized. He is teased for being lazy. That is why he is called custard. The fear and the cowardice nature is found in dragon. So Belinda called him custard. Custard the dragon had a big sharp teeth and spikes on top of him and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and radio daggers on his toes. Custard the dragon, he had a big sharp teeth and spikes on the top. He had spikes on his head. Spikes means, dear students, sharp nails, pointed nails, and scales on his chest, mouth like a fireplace. Here, its mouth is compared with a fireplace, and chimney for a nose, and his nose is compared with the chimney, and really daggers. There were really daggers on his toes. Daggers means, dear students, the knife, which is a pointed knife, which is sharp on both sides. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of beers, and ink and blink chased lines down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Belinda looked brave, like a barrel full of beers. She claimed herself to be brave, and ink and blink chased lines down the stairs. They claimed themselves to be brave when they chased lines down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage. Mustard himself considered himself to be brave, like a tiger, like an angry tiger, But Custard cried for a nice safe cage. The Custard never claimed to be brave, but he always cried for a nice safe cage for its safety. Dear students, now we must see what kind of poetic device are used by the poet in this stanza. First poetic device here, sharp as mustard, it is called simile. Sharp as mustard, mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of beers. Yes, friends, Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage. In these lines, the poet compared the two things indirectly by using the word like or as. In a line, there is a use of word like or as. It is called simile. And there is one more poetic device, big sharp teeth, which is used by the poet in this line. It is called image. And another poetic device used by the poet in this poem is called rhyme. Rhyme means, dear students, similarity in terminal sounds of the words used in poetry. Rhyming words are used at the end of each line by the poet. House, mouse. Dear students, they are having the same sound, and you can represent it by one symbol. The symbol that you can use, A, and mouse matches with house, you can use the same symbol, A. Wagon. In a third line, at the end there is the word that is used by the poet, wagon. It does not match with the words house and mouse, and you can use the another symbol, that is B. And the dragon is a word, it is having the same sound with the wagon, and you can use the same symbol B. In this way, you can make a rhyme scheme. This question is often said by the examiner. What is the rhyme scheme of the poem? The rhyme scheme of the poem that you can write now A, B, B. It is not the rhyme scheme of the only this stanza. It is the rhyme scheme of the whole poem. Thank you.